Hi there, this is David and welcome to New RPG News. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today, from a Dragon's Dogma 2 kind of disaster, to more Final Fantasy 16 and 7 Rebirth news, to maybe a new Lunar game, plus tons of other releases and stories in between. And I also just have to say, I really do hope that you enjoyed the last video that I put out where me and Backlog Battle Alex were discussing our favorite games of last year. I had a lot of fun doing that. We recorded that back in January, and we were so drunk we kind of forgot about it, and then we ended up putting it out recently. So I do hope that y'all enjoyed that. Now, let's go ahead and get into all of these news stories that we have here. First up, Dragon's Dogma 2 launches to mostly negative review bombing after a microtransactions reveal. Yeah. So here's the deal. Here's what happened. Essentially, Dragon's Dogma 2 came out, but nobody knew that it would have microtransactions until it launched. It says a previously hidden suite of microtransactions became available for purchase upon its Thursday evening launch. Things that you can buy for the single-player action RPG include fast travel points, even though they said last time, we don't want there to be fast travel. No, they just wanted you to pay for the fast travel. Rift crystals for hiring pawns and buying special items, an appearance changer. Yeah, so I guess you can't even customize your character, I don't know. Revival consumables, a special camping kit that weighs less than normal ones, and a couple of others. And it says here, I think it's important to emphasize that not all of these items are common finds. Some are only available in limited quantities. Notably, the article also confirmed that Capcom's looking into adding an easy way to start a new game in Dragon's Dogma 2. Though you can delete your save files to do that at launch. So here, you can't even start a new game? Yeah, like you can only create one game. You can't start a new game. Like, I don't know. So that's kind of wild to me. And it says that in response to this, Capcom put out what could only be described as damage control. Let's look at their statement. I am over here on the Steam, and I'm just going to read what they have to say about all this. It says, to all Dragon's Dogma 2 players, we'd like to update you on the status of the following items about which we have received numerous comments from the community. To all those looking forward to the game, we sincerely apologize for any inconveniences. We're investigating fixing critical problems such as crashes and freezing. Wow. We'll be addressing crashes and bug fixes starting with those with the highest priority in patches in the near future. We're looking at adding a feature to the Steam version of the game, but only the Steam version of the game, that will allow players that are already playing to restart a game. We'll announce more details as soon as we can. Apparently, if you want to restart a new game on the PlayStation or something, you have to create an entirely new PSN account. Like, that's a lot of rigmarole to go through just to start a new game, but it wouldn't work on the PC because of the cloud saving or something. I'm not that techie. I don't really know what the deal is. I'm just reporting the news right here. And then as far as paid DLC, it says that all the items listed below can be obtained in-game or as the paid DLC items. Then it goes down to list those items, but as it said before in the previous article, a lot of those items aren't exactly common. They are rarer items to have. Then it says a large amount of CPU usage is allocated to each character and calculated the impact of their physical presence in various areas. In certain situations where numerous characters appear simultaneously, the CPU usage can be very high and may affect the frame rate. We're aware that in such situations, settings that reduce GPU load may currently have a limited effect. However, we are looking into ways to improve performance in the future. I read another article last night that I thought was kind of funny, where the Dragon's Dogma 2 players were planning on getting together and like killing off every single NPC in the entire game because it was ruining the performance of the game. So yeah, it just sucks that one of the most highly anticipated games of the year, and one that came out for $70, which is more than, normal, also has to be bogged down with microtransactions, and those microtransactions were hidden. We didn't know about that until, you already essentially bought the game, if you, pre-ordered it or whatever, so that's really kind of an underhanded thing in my book. I still haven't yet to play this game. I'm sure that I will play this game in the upcoming weeks, so do look forward to that. Earlier this week, I put out a video about my experience with the Sandland Demo. If you missed that video, I just want to let you know that demo is now available. It is not a full representation of what the final game is supposedly going to be. It is pretty much just a combat demonstration. They literally plop you down in the middle of a square desert with no guidance, no background, no story, no nothing, barely even like, hey, here's controls, here's how you play. If you want that, you need to go to the options menu and look there. And then it's like, go around and fight and have fun. I didn't have fun with this demo, but hopefully the main game is better than the demo. I can't imagine it being any worse. I thought that the demo was a complete dumpster fire from start to end, but I can't imagine that the main game would be that way too, but we're seeing. I am hopeful, but not really holding my breath. Anyway, this is coming out for the PS5, the Xbox, the PS4, and the PC on April 25th in Japan and April 26th worldwide. So if you haven't checked out the demo yet, you might want to do that to see if the combat is up your alley. The really highly anticipated Final Fantasy XVI DLC, The Rising Tide, is launching on April 18th, and this is all about Leviathan and Mysidia. It is costing $20 whenever it does come out. It says, an unmarked letter arrives at the hideaway containing a request most curious. The dominant of Leviathan, long-lost icon of water, is in need of rescue. To heed this call, Clive and his companions must journey on to Mysidia, a hidden land under a blue sky, where they'll uncover the tragic history of a forgotten people. Thank God the sky is blue. I hated that, off-colored grayy, purpley sky or whatever. It made everything so dark. There's a new ally, Shula, an invaluable ally on Clive's journey to rescue Leviathan's dominant. A new area, Mysidia, all the way from Final Fantasy II. Woohoo! Deep within a sea of darkness, Sanctuary exists for those who don't know where to look. A lost oasis untouched by the ever-encroaching blight. It is beneath her emerald boughs that both man and beast have found their final haven. Doesn't say anything about mages, but hopefully it has mages. It had mages in 2 and 4, so it can't imagine it would this time around. There's also some new endgame content, the Kairos Gate, it says. Unlock this challenging mode after completing both the Rising Tide and the main game scenario. So you have to do everything until you can do this. It says, fight your way through 20 stages, each one growing more and more difficult. Earn points during battle and use them to upgrade Clive. Maximize battle performance to earn more points, find new materials and weapons at the end of each stage, and aim for a spot on the global leaderboard. But wait, there's more! After attaining the power of all the icons, something happens to Clive. We don't know what! This was shown over on PAX East, and it's just, but that's not all. Now, here's the deal. Here's what I'm thinking. There might be a third DLC coming out for Final Fantasy XVI. These were the only 2 that were announced, but it looks like maybe it's popular, so there might be more. So that's interesting. Maybe we need to keep our eyes peeled for another DLC coming out later. Then there's also a free update, like a patch that came out in addition to all this. And it says you can return to a quest giver immediately with a new quick complete function. Icons are updated for important character quests. A new skill set feature allows you to save up to 5 unique feat and ability sets. Abilities and accessories are adjusted for make it easier to use. A new controller type allows for customizable button layouts. Tone correction, screen effects, and more are added to the photo mode, and approximately 40 new orchestration roles have been added as well, and that's all for free right there. Speaking of free updates, there is a new patch available for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that improves the frame rate as well as the graphics and other bug fixes. It says it fixed typos and omissions in some text, fixed a bug that occurred on the map under certain conditions when controlling the various characters, fixed a bug in battle, fixed other bugs here and there and the otherwhere. So yeah, a lot of different bug fixes. I'm not going to go through all of these because it is a lot of minutia. Just do know that the game has been patched. If you want to go through and read the patch notes, they are right here, but it's pretty much very specific bugs here and there, as well as added performance modes. Well, this is new. We don't have a delay. We actually have something coming out sooner than they originally anticipated. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance has been moved forward by up to a week to June 14th. And then they added in all sorts of different details about the characters, the demons, the systems, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot here that I'm not going to be going over because I really just want to talk about the release date being moved up 7 days. And just letting you guys know, if you missed me talking about this last time, this basically is what it is. It says the highly acclaimed title has evolved in every aspect, including the system and scenario, and will be available on multiple modern platforms. This is no longer Switch exclusive. This is going everywhere. At the beginning of the story, the player is presented between two different routes. The story that's told in Shin Megami 5, the canon of creation, and a brand new route, the canon of vengeance, a dramatic tale of revenge by the fallen. The canon of vengeance follows the scenario of Shin Megami Tensei 5, but changes drastically in the latter half of the game. The outcome will be completely different, so enjoy the two divergent stories to your heart's content. The battle system, the demon fusion, and the field exploration have also evolved in depth with the addition of these new elements. We're excited to deliver a full-fledged RPG that can be enjoyed by those who have already played SMT5, as well as those who are playing the series for the first time. And then it goes into all sorts of different characters, all sorts of different editions. If you want to read this, this is over on Gematsu. There's a lot here. I could spend 20 minutes going over all this stuff, but I'm not going to. I just want to let you guys know that there was a remake of SMT5 coming out for all systems and a week earlier than anticipated. Level 5 is back with Inazuma 11 Victory Road Worldwide Beta Test Demo for the Nintendo Switch, launching on March the 28th. So we have a overview of what this demo is going to be providing right here that y'all can go and play. There's the competition mode, where you can enjoy competing online or against bots and trained players. A spectator mode is also available to watch online matches. There's a player selection where you can select up to 48 players for your team and assemble your dream team there. A victory gallery, where you can win matches to flip over the panels and reveal concept art. There's plenty of pieces of character art and scenery to find, 100 pieces in total. And finally, the story mode. That's the mode that I like the best. Enjoy the main story. It features Destin Billows, our new protagonist, and he'll be added soon, as well as a wealth of animated cutscenes. I am so looking forward to Inazuma 11. I'm also looking forward to just Level 5 being back and putting out their fantastic games too. Anomaly Collapse is launching on April 12th as a turn-based roguelike strategy game. And I'm just going to go ahead and read about it. It says that you're going to be embarking on an exhilarating journey into a supernatural science fiction-based universe. Command a trio of formidable furry warriors, investigate the mysteries, and battle against enigmatic mutants. Wielding class-specific abilities and a vast variety of items, each move is a tactical dance requiring precision and strategy. As you delve deeper, every test of strategy will bring you closer to the veiled truths of this cryptic universe. Delve into a unique one-dimensional battlefield that sharpens your strategic edge. Perfect the art of tactical positioning, launch unforeseen attacks, and engage your foes in intense face-offs. I've got to say, I've played this game before. I played a demo of it as well, and I've talked about this on my channel before, and I really actually enjoyed it, and the battle system was very unique. It is turn-based, but it's also positioning-based, and you have like different rows, and you have to like move between the rows, but there might be obstacles, and you can like push the obstacles into your enemies and like blow up, grenades on top of them or whatever. It's actually a really cool, fun game, so do be on the lookout for this one. Since Memories Off the Starry Sky is coming west for the PS4, Switch, and PC. It is a poignant visual novel of grief, friendship, and mystery. The release date timing was not announced, but Amazon does lift a September 24th release date, so probably sometime this fall is a good indication of when it will be released. And it says the latest entry of the long-running Memories Off series. Let's read the about. Grieving the death of his brother, Junya, I don't know, is confronted by a mysterious girl who utters the words, "You should have been the one to die." Plagued by his tragic past, yet surrounded by those who want to help him, Junya begins renovating a traditional Japanese manor house, a task so large he cannot hope to tackle it alone. Since Memories Off the Starry Sky is successor to the celebrated Memories Off series, set 10 years after the Memories Off series and in a modern setting, a familiar coming-of-age visual novel full of growth, love, and healing is coming this fall. So if you like these types of games, be on the lookout for that. Well, look, it's Steve Inception. I'm showing my Trinity Trigger review above me because we have a sale, and Trinity Trigger is a great game, and I figured, why not? I'll just use my own review to plug myself on my own channel, on my own video, but whatever. Anyway, we are looking at a bunch of physical editions over on the Xseed website that are going as low as $20 a pop. Silent Hope Day 1 Edition, $20. Rune Factory 3 Special Edition. This is anywhere from the physical, normal edition, $20, up to the special edition, the full package, everything, $70. But if you just want the physical, only $20. Same thing, this one, Akiba's Trip Undead and Undressed Director's Cut Day 1 Edition, $20 for the Day 1 Edition. That's the big box one. Story of Seasons Wonderful Life, Loop 8 Summer of the Gods, Trinity Trigger Day 1 Edition, all on sale. No More Heroes 3, Rune Factory 5, Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town, Shadowverse Champions Battle Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town, and Sakuna of Rice and Ruin are all on sale. $20 physically. You cannot beat that price. I saw this on the Twitter and I went ahead and I tweeted it out and I thought, you know what, I really should cover this in the news too, because this is just such a great deal and I wanted everybody to be aware of this. I'll include a link for this over in the video description as well, so all of y'all can shop along too. This is very unexpected. Larian Studios will not make any more Baldur's Gate games. Even though Baldur's Gate 3 was incredibly successful, they're not making a Baldur's Gate 4. Like, it's kind of crazy to me, but who knows. It says here, a founder studio founder Sven Venke, the future doesn't lie with the Baldur's Gate franchise or Dungeons & Dragons as a whole. He said that Larian will not be working on any DLC, expansions, or a sequel for the game. It would be handing the IP back to Wizards of the Coast and moving on to other unrelated projects. He goes on to quote, Baldur's Gate 3 will always have a heart, a warm spot in our hearts. We'll forever be proud of it, but we're not going to continue it. We're not going to make new expansions, which everybody is expecting us to do. We're not going to be making a Baldur's Gate 4, which everyone is expecting us to do. We're going to move on, we're going to move away from D&D, and we're going to start making a new thing. He explained that he initially wanted to make more Baldur's Gates, but he decided against it. That's not what we were made for. That's literally the opposite of what Larian is about. We want to do big, new things. We don't want to rehash the thing that we've done already. Now, all of this does not mean that Larian won't continue to work on Baldur's Gate 3. Just last month, they announced that the team will be working on a cross-platform plan for mod support, with implementation still many months away. So that's the only thing it looks like they're working on. Everything else, they are washing their hands of it, and they're done. So this is like the opposite of what every single other game company does out there. They're like, they make a hit and they milk it for all it's worth. And they're like, no, we made something good. We're going at a high point. We're going to try to make something different, something better, something else new. So yeah, good on them. I say go for it. Go out there, do your thing and see what you can't make. You've had a hit. Go out there and spend your money and do good making another cool game. We have a new turn-based RPG. Maliki, Poison of the Past, has been announced for the Switch, as well as the PC, taking place in the world of the Maliki graphic novel, which I've never heard of. Of course. We do not have a release date yet. It says, in the near future, humanity is teetering on the edge of extinction, subjugated by the fearsome Poison, a plant monster that alters the space-time continuum. Led by the enigmatic Maliki, a handful of temporal survivors have joined forces and are coordinating their efforts from the Domain, a haven outside of time that is so far safe from the threat. Play as Sand as you travel through the ages to repair the continuum. Use your Chronopack to manipulate time, fight the monsters that have infested past worlds alongside Becky, Fang, and Fenamail, a wacky and slightly magical band of characters. Wage strategic battles altering time to trigger devastating joint attacks with your teammates. Maliki, Poison of the Past is a fantastical odyssey with great depth, offering a surprising mix of role-playing, exploration, and temporal riddles to solve, and turn-based combat. I think that this might be actually kind of neat. It's turn-based, which I love. The graphical style looks pretty freaking cool, if I do say so myself. And it has, like, time? Like Chrono Trigger and stuff? I think that this might be like a little hidden gem. I'm going to keep my eyes on this one here. We have a new card battling RPG called Card NCL for the PS5, Xbox, PS4, Switch, and PC. It doesn't have a release date as of right now, but it does support up to 2 different players. I'm getting tongue-tied right here, right now. Anyway, it says that it stars Neon, a gaming detective, as he collects and battles with over 300 cards on a deck-building RPG adventure. Players will adventure over 10 different dungeons, earning character cards to strengthen the deck and unlock new techniques to use in ever-expanding road-like card battles. Special Muse cards add another layer to the card battles, activating powerful abilities with their songs during battle, with 50 vocal tracks included in the game. Together with the Muse's song abilities, players will use hidden card glitches and even enemies' attacks against them to perform satisfying full-power combos with their unique decks. And I thought that it was interesting, as you're looking at like the dungeon design, like there's the dungeon with some girl and her ass in the air, like down here, like what? I saw this and I'm like, What? That's a very strange way to design a dungeon, but okay, if it sells, it sells. This looks really cute and really beautiful. This is the Azur Promilia for the PS5, PC, iOS, and Android. It is a creature companionship fantasy RPG. This is from the Azur Lane developer as well. We do not yet have a release date. It says, this is a fantasy world RPG with a creature companionship. Step into a fantasy world utterly different from the world that you know. The world of various civilizations, magic, and incredible fantasy creatures, together with tales echoing in the starry sky. Take a daring leap from the sky into the ocean to once again encounter the bond with new life. Guided by shooting stars amid the sparkling constellations, this is your very own journey. The entire universe eagerly anticipates the Ballad of Stars and Odyssey, exclusively yours to unfold. I just read that entire paragraph and I have no idea. I have no idea what the game is about. That was some weirdo AI translations right there, but okay. Basically, it's saying it's incredible, it's fantasy, it's fantastic, you get creature companionships. Looking at the trailer, though, it does look pretty freaking neat. Then it just goes into a lot of character discussions and stuff like that I don't want to get into. But this is a newly announced game. It looks pretty neat. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Lost Eidolons Veil of the Witch PC closed beta test registration is now available. You can sign up to become part of this over on the game Steam page. This is a sequel to Lost Eidolons, which came out last year? Maybe 2 years ago? It's a pretty neat strategy RPG. I did actually very much enjoy it. So this is a brand new game. This isn't added DLC or anything else like that. It says that the beta includes the first 3 acts slated for release at the early access launch, complete with a gripping storyline, prologue, and tutorial. 5 challenging combat scenarios, including 1 epic mini-boss. Random chance-based events between combat scenarios to either aid or hinder the players. A diverse array of roguelike skills and upgrades with varying power and rarity. Both session-based buffs and persistent progression elements, 9 distinct characters to choose from to deploy in your 5-character party. So this is out for early access on PC and Steam in 2024, followed by a full release by the PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC at a later date. So if you want to get on the ground floor of this, you can go check out this demo over on their Steam page. Broken Roads for the PS5, Xbox, PS4, and PC is launching on April the 10th. There is a Switch version, but it hasn't yet been dated, so we don't know when that one is coming out. It says that this is an original, narrative-rich, isometric, turn-based role-playing game set in an unforgiving post-apocalyptic Western Australia. I love it whenever games take place in, like, the real-world areas, real-world locations. It's just interesting to me. It presents a post-apocalyptic and real-world locations and landmarks serving as the backdrop for the complex stories of Australia's survivors. At the heart of Broken Road's thoughtful and mature storylines is a deep and meaningful morality system, the Moral Compass, that influences quests, dialogue, and character development. The system is shaped along 4 different philosophical paths: the humanist, utilitarian, Machiavellian, and nihilist? I have no idea what that means. Each with their own unique traits. As the journey begins, players will be asked a series of questions, moral quandaries that determine their starting position on the compass. Decisions made throughout the game will then shift their philosophical leaning and affect future choices, quests, and reactions from the people that they meet. Turn-based, isometric, role-playing game, strategy, yeah, right up my alley, set in the real world. This looks cool. I am over on the official Twitter page of Eiyuden Chronicles, and they're having a Steam code giveaway. They're giving away 10 Steam codes in pairs. In order to enter this, and I tweeted about this when they first put it out to let everybody know. If you don't follow me on Twitter, make sure that you do, because I send out these things earlier than the news broadcasts, if you know what I mean. Anyway, all you gotta do is follow their Twitter account, like and share the post, and in the comments, then you need to tag your favorite creator. I wonder who that could possibly be. Yeah, just tag your favorite creator, and then they'll announce the winners on March 30th. So that's really cool. I love this game, and I do hope that somebody out there who tags me is also a winner. And in our final story of the day, this comes from Gamatsu, where they said that Game Arts has trademarked Lunar on March the 11th over in Japan, but it was only made public whenever they tweeted this out. And it says that trademarking an owned IP doesn't necessarily mean that new developments are planned, but maybe one day we can get a Lunar collection on consoles and PC, because guess what? Here's the deal. Game Arts, they own Lunar, but what else do they own? They own Grandia. What are they doing with Grandia? they're putting out that Grandia collection. They are updating and remastering and HDing Grandia 1 and 2 and then bundling them together and putting them out physically on the consoles as well as the PC. That's what they're doing with Grandia. So, it only begs the question of, well, what are they going to do when they're done doing that with Grandia? They're probably going to do the exact same thing with Lunar. They're going to take Lunar 1 and 2, bundle them together, and then put them off physically. And I cannot wait! I love Lunar 1 and 2, some of the best RPGs out there for the original PlayStation. They are fantastic. And if this is the case, if this is what's happening, I'm going to be shouting it from the rooftops. You will not stop my hype train going on about Lunar. I love both of those games. I love the Grandia games too, but Lunar is Lunar, and woo-hoo! I am so excited about this. So, that's it for this week's new RPG news. Hope that y'all enjoyed it. Do let me know what you guys like the best. Do let me know if there's any other stories out there that you'd like for me to cover. And as always, have a good day.